Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adrian D. Myers, otherwise known as DJ Queen. And today I'm going to discuss the channel strip. I'm using a Mackie Micro Series 1402 VLZ mixing board. I think it's the exact same mixing board that our professor, Mr. Loudon, has used in his discussions for Lesson 3. As you can see with this particular mixing board, these are the channel strips. So there are actually 14 different channel strips. So if you look here, it says 1, 2, 3, and it goes all the way up to 14. Okay. Channel strips go vertically downwards. So they start from the top to the bottom. And this is for a reason. This is for the signal's input flow. Some of the things are out of order, but most of them are in order. Okay? So starting at the top, you have an XLR. So you can input there a microphone, or in my case, I use that to input my DJ equipment coming from my mixer or my DJ controller. And then, excuse me, you could also use this here, balanced or unbalanced. So you could put a TS cable, instrument cable, or you can put it in a TRS cable there. So a TS cable, as we know, is unbalanced, and a TS cable is balanced. This low cut button is to cut out any frequencies below 75 hertz. So that's basically to cut the bass. So if you have something really, really bassy, some kind of input, you know, like an earthquake, or maybe a really, really deep bass guitar or something like that, it keeps it the stage from rumbling and things like that. So if you're going to have extra bassy input, recommend it. Just go ahead and cut out the low, below 75 hertz. Remember that the input signal is mono. Okay, and let me just try to get that back in focus. This is a trim button, and this trims the input line level. Remember that when you're inputting, particularly a microphone goes in at lower than line level, and it has to be brought up to line level. This little piece here of the channel strip then is called a microphone preamp, because one of the functions that it performs is it brings the microphone input signal up to line level. The trim helps to ensure that the input signal is at a good level. The manual for this device recommends that when you're first setting it up, turn this down. But you might want to, once you get it turned down and you start to check, you see that U for unity? You might want to leave it at the unity level. That's just to ensure that, you know, it's not going to come in too loud or too soft. Sort of like a balancer. Nextly, you have the aux sends, which are slightly out of, I guess you could say, order. Okay, this probably should be lower down because it serves sort of like as an effect. Okay, down here you have some rudimentary equalizer knobs, and this is for the highs, which is sort of like your treble, your mid-range, and then you have your lows, which is your bass. The pan is simply a left-right balance. So, not sure if you can see that LR on there, but there's an LR there. And pan, if I turn it this way, it'll go out the left channel, or the left, speaker from a stereo perspective. And if I turn it to the right, conversely, it'll go out the right side. Okay. This is a mute button to cut this particular channel off. Then you have a solo, which mutes everything else, all the other channels, except for this one. And then that's just the up-down press key. And then here, This is called the track fader. So you can turn it up, turn it down, and notice here, that's the unity, U for unity, and the I think it's the professor, and also, if I remember correctly, in the manual, it recommended that you keep the track fader at unity, just so that it doesn't go out too loud or, break your speakers, whatever the case may be. My name is Adrian D. Myers. Oh, one more thing, I'm sorry. If you look on the back, okay, on the back, let me see if I can turn this around for you. My bad. These are the channel inserts. And you can insert, each one of these is for one of the 6 channels in the front of the device. Give me a moment to turn that around. Okay. And that insert would be like back here for this particular channel. And I can insert something like a compression device. So if I don't want the noise level to go up too high on this particular channel, if I don't want the volume to go up too high on this particular channel, and I want to set a threshold, I would use a compressor. And I would send that, it's sort of like an in-out, almost like a loop. So I'd have one cable going in here, and then that cable would split, become like a dual cable, and become 2 TSs on the other end. And you would take those 2 TSs and put it into the compressor, and the compressor would, we would send out the music, or send out the noise, or the signal, I should say, to the compressor. And then from there, it would be compressed and then sent back and sent out down to the track fader, and then ultimately out. My name is Adrian D. Myers. I hope that this was helpful in clarifying some of the parts of the mixing board for you. And this is my first time trying a video ever. I've tried a couple of other methods. I think I used a PowerPoint last time for lesson 2. That didn't work so well. I mean, it worked okay, but I did get some feedback that it was kind of choppy. And then I also used a blog. And I thought the blog was pretty good, but I wanted to try video and see how that works. But in any event, I'm Adrian D. Myers. Have a great day.